Early states emerged when human society maintained an organized existence in the form of family, clan, tribe, etc. The earliest known states in the world emerged around some 6,000 years ago. The process of state formation was almost certainly different in different societies. The theories of the emergence of state. There are different theories about the emergence of ancient states that take religion, war leadership, and control of trade routes and irrigation as important factors for state formation. But the factors for the emergence of one state might not be the case with another state. Religion was one of the important factors for the emergence of states in antiquity. Religion gave some feeling of security in the ancient world, where humankind was exposed to famine, war, diseases, and natural disasters. It was also believed to secure the fertility of crops, animals, and women. So, priests who mediated between the gods and humankind were important. It is possible to assume that they combined religious power with political functions and ultimately became kings whose authority was based on religion. Kings were considered as representatives of the supreme God on earth. Thus, this theory is called the divine right theory. War leadership was another factor in the emergence of kingship in ancient times. With the frequent existence of fierce and bloody wars, a permanent war leader would be needed. A successful permanent war leader would gain loyal followers and emerge as a king. Although trade existed long before the emergence of ancient states, it is very probable that it served as a factor for the emergence of states. Chiefs of localities along trade routes could collect tolls on goods to give protection to merchants and trade routes. In time, such taxes might become regular tribute that would increase the wealth of a chief. It was easy for a page permanent as a king. Finally, there is the Oriental despotism theory of the origin of ancient states. Scholars apply this theory regarding the origin of Oriental states, particularly ancient Egypt, whose civilization depended on the Nile River, and that of Mesopotamia, which was located in the valleys of the Tigris and Euphrates. In such civilizations where agriculture depended on large-scale irrigation, a strong state power emerged because despotic state power was needed to organize labor for great irrigation and flood control works. Main features of the early states. Early states of the world came into existence primarily as a result of the development of agriculture. This was because it was only agriculture that could provide regular surplus food to the farmers and supported other classes and state officials and soldiers. States in antiquity had populations with divisions into classes and with specialized skills such as craftsmen, soldiers, officials, etc. Ancient states were different in size, power, and level of civilization. The term civilization comes from the Latin words for citizen and city. In this context, civilized states were states with cities where there were literacy, reasonably developed technology by the standards of the time, and enough wealth to create great monumental architecture, like in ancient Egypt and Aksum. There would also be a developed religion or secular philosophy like that in ancient China. Ancient empire states were seen as divinely created institutions, and their emperors were regarded as representatives of gods, later God, on earth. The position of the individual in the social hierarchy was determined on the basis of birth and was believed to be God-given and thus immutable. The kings and emperors and their male descendants in the ancient world considered themselves elected by God to rule over the rest of society. Activity.